ओम श्री परब्रह्मणे नमः। ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। ओम श्री आदि पराशक्ति मात्रे नमः। ओम श्री सकल देवताभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री गुरुतत्वाय गुरुपरंपरायै गुरुभ्यो गुरवे आचार्येभ्यो आचार्याय नमः। ओम श्री श्रुति स्मृति पुराण इतिहास संत वाङ्मय रूप श्री श्रुति मात्रे नमः. Let us remember all these sources of blessings and deeply, intensely invoke from them the Kripa for these 11 characteristics in us to be stronger day by day. Let us be ready to work hard for our spiritual evolution. Let us, in this aspect, be active and dynamic, not lazy, lethargic, procrastinating. Let us be decisively the sadhakas, not tentatively. Let us committedly be the shrotas, not by convenience. Let us have the jignasa very strong, that we are ready to put every effort to know the truth. Let us have mumukshata very strong, that we are ready to give up everything for that. Let us have the shishyatva so powerful in us that the gurus themselves are kindly, lovingly approaching us to guide us. Let us be such devotees that Bhagawan himself is always around us. Let us be the sufficient viragis so that the mutual dependence or troubling between me and the world is removed or stopped. Let us be loving our Sanatana Dharma and doing our best for its spreading, prachar. Most important is, let us fulfill our duties as a seva to the world and be clearing all our obligations and debts. These are the things mindfully when we do to a great extent will be securely, safely moving on the path spiritual. Great Shastra, Shwethashwathara Upanishad is under study discussion by us. Prathamodhyaya Adi Shankara guiding us through Sambandha Bhashya in the beginning itself, so that it should not be late later. That only through the jnana there is mukti, not by karma and not by jnana and karma samuchaya. This ruthless thinking and understanding alone will pull us away from all inner and outer compulsion to involve in the activities. Then only all our inner faculties will gain the required sufficient amount of calmness, concentration, subtlety to pursue the truth which is beyond all. Else, our antakarana, which has even minutest interest also in the world of karma and karma phala, it will not have the sufficient ability, stability to focus on the self till it is reached. Like even a single thought, worry is there in the mind, we can't enter into the sleep. Like a rocket launched, even one part is not well, then it won't launch that rocket, the launcher. Even minutest discrepancies are there in any of the machinery. It may be very small, yet it won't work because small niches are problem. Whole machinery stops working. In the same way, through all the maturities of thinkings and understandings, we have to come to the clear, correct understanding that Kevala Upanishad Vedya Jnana Dwara only the Brahmanubhuti, that alone is the Moksha Hetu. That's it. Anything other than that, it is how much ever enchanting it may appear, beautiful it may appear, flowery it may appear, even give small little pleasures, but the end result of all of them is binding only. In this sense, we are already in bondage. The bondage will continue. They are not the moksha paths. They may give pleasure, they may give name and fame, they may give uttama loka, they may give bhoga, but not the moksha. If this can deeply go into us, and thus we eject out of the worldliness by rejecting it, we are now ready for the takeoff for the launching. पता नहीं how many जन्म के बाद ये बात हमको होगा, but we keep on studying exclusively those shastras which inform and inspire us in this ultimate knowledge. Any other shastra which doesn't inspire us in it is not even shastra only. It is any type of text which guides us for the temporary gains and permanent bondage. We will be studying that portion. So, Kevala Jnanad Moksha, that was discussed. Now, karma also gives moksha was the idea of the Purvapakshi. Ruthlessly, we are rejecting it through the various references from Upanishads. Then, दोनों मिलाकर होता होगा. Even samuchayavada khandana also it does. So, jnanad moksha, karmana moksha, jnana karma samuchayad moksha. In these three, karmana to moksha to never. Jnana karma samuchaya not required. Kevalad jnanad moksha is correct. Because what is moksha? To feel infinitely, unconditionally blissful. That is already the nature of self, but it is hidden behind the curtain of the ignorance. When the Vidya is thoroughly gained, mastered, which removes that curtain, parada of the avidya, we discover our infinite blissful self, experience it, then we have got mukti. It has nothing to do with the karma, the yajna, upasana. At the most, they may help us in Dantakarana Shuddhi. For that purpose, we have to do. You know? The 18th chapter sloka, you remember? Yajnadana tapa karma natyajam karyameva tatu vai yajnodhanam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam एतान्यपि तु कर्माणि संगं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यानि इति मे पार्थ अनिश्चितं मतम् उत्तमम्. Like that discussion. We will do that one. And before that, the Sankalpa Prarthana, and before that, same related thought for our common sense thought, which we are seeing every day. Common sense means not we don't have it. Common sense means a useful thinking or discussion. Today's thought is this one. Ki, the result of all our this study of Shastras, a result of all our upasanas and prayers, the result of our true, sincere desire or want for growing spiritually, all of that should result in one common thing. If that comes, mano jackpot lag gaya. And what it is? The thing is, it is the awakening of, opening up of the Viveka Shakti, not from the outer sources of the books, not from the outer sources of the Guru Acharyas, which we listen and are giving back to them. But the Viveka, when it becomes awakened from deep within our own heart. For the sake of this alone, all the struggles, all spiritual seekers do, knowingly or unknowingly. Just like the bird has to hatch from within of the egg and come out, just like the seed has to sprout from within and come out, so too the true spiritual journey starts, continues till the goal is reached when it is awakened from within, not from outer sources which we listen out of some obligations, some compulsions, non effective at all. But the same Viveka, deep, comes from within, like Sri Rama. Nobody taught him. He only was observing the whole world through his whole life, especially Tirtha Yatra, and that most beautiful, enchanting, and truly fruitful. Viveka has born within himself, from himself within. Now you see the result of that. Outside Viveka, we are supplied with, but we are not receiving it. We don't feel the need of it as if. That's why again and again back to the same worldliness without any sincerity, genuineness of sadhana, commitment of sadhana. Some things we do mechanically. Either we boast or feel proud about that as if we are doing something great or substantial. If we really look into it, we have done sacrifice of nothing. We have not done any sadhana disciplinedly. Therefore, nothing is done except feeling that we have done something just by sitting half an hour, etc., for some puja or the japa, or maybe in the class. And it is not said anything out of head. For whatever the number of years we are doing all this, has anything resulted? No. What is the meaning of it? Means we have not done it. We are acting it. Doing sadhana is different from acting to do the sadhana. This we don't know. We are in that immature state. That is the only thing. Not that anybody is pointing out at us, but we don't know that we are acting but not doing the sadhana. Either of giving up anything or any of the deep. Why? Because that from the heart, when it is born, cuts asunder all the things which are detrimental to sadhana, has not yet taken root in us, not born in us, not germinated in us. Therefore, invoke the grace of God Guru. See to it that the Shastra Shravana Dena is giving us that inborn Viveka. Viveka born from within, where I question, I scrutinize my own life. In my life, my own doings. And through the doings, what I am gaining. Isn't it? If this is born from the depth of the heart, true Viveka, that alone becomes fruitful, not the borrowed Viveka given back to the source and continue to be a Viveki, getting lost in the delusion. Remember, when Viveka is there, Moha cannot be. When Moha is strong, means Viveka is not there. The Moha is still holding on to anything of the world, not outside but inside. Outside are dharmas, outside are obligations, but inside, if at all we are holding to any object, any person, any of the expectation of any slightest of the favor of any sort, means we are not viveki. We have not done thorough vivek. And therefore we are attached. Therefore we are bound. Therefore we suffer outside. Therefore we are not growing spiritually. Doing spirituality. Forget about growing. करो तो बढ़ेंगे कर ही नहीं रहे हम. So therefore from within I have to have the viveka in which the question about what is being done by me and what am I getting out of it. Very deep thought it is. Very meaningful. Very, very essential. When that enforcement directorate questions the accused, how deeply into every of the details they go. The one who is questioned is flabbergasted only. He is benumbed with the questions because he never expects that ऐसे भी सवाल पूछते हैं. And the ED knows that only in this way scrutinized from that person, the answers will come with which we know is that culprit, genuinely culprit, or by mistake or misguided. Accordingly, the reports and punishments. In the same way, deeply, genuinely, we have to question us, ourselves from within us. कि what I am doing, what are the results that are coming. Both spiritually क्या कर रहे हैं, उससे expected फल आ रहा है क्या, नहीं आ रहा, मतलब कर नहीं रहे. So in the world, what are we thinking? What are we acting? What are we getting? Now, in this also, there are two things very powerful. I know 90% of you will not catch it. Still, I am sharing it. There are two involvements in ours in our worldly life. Involvements are involvements only, but analyzing and discriminating or separating from the two results. One is the dukkha giving involvements. Other are the sukha giving involvements. Now, देखो, dukkha giving involvements most of us think. Then feel that why this dukkha is coming. Is there any remedy? That this dukkha is not coming to me, but sukha only comes. Mainly in the relative world of relations. Why this dukkha given to me by my son or wife or husband? Can't they behave well? Can't they understand me? Can't they respond properly? Why are they like that? What am I doing wrong? I am telling for their good only. 99%, 99.9, we think in this way only. Why the other person do not understand my goodness or greatness or favor or the help? I'm talking about the noble people. जो दुष्ट राक्षस है, खुद ही इनिशिएटिव लेकर दूसरों को तंग करते हैं, that is different chamber. We are not discussing those low cadre people. We are talking about those who are good, genuine, helping others, but the others are not receiving it, they are reacting it, not responding it. ये इसका अलग अलग पहलू होते हैं ना. आई एम नॉट टेकिंग ऑल दोस हंड्रेड्स ऑफ डिटेल्स. One of the thing is they are not as matured as you think them to be. We impose our understanding and maturity on others and expect them to be the person of understanding and maturity, which actually they are not. Therefore, we suffer. It's a very deep thought. Like I expect many things from you. And I suffer because you don't fulfill. You are not fulfilling is not because you deliberately do it, but you don't know that ऐसा भी हो सकता है. Is it no? There are levels of maturities, even in Vyavahar, and which are totally lost in the Kali Yuga. All those dignities, maturities, the respects and reverences and the relations, the answerabilities, the reportabilities, ये सब गायब हो गए आज के दुनिया में. Very third class of life going on here. That's what is Kali Yuga actually. And then that's nobody is doing deliberately, but their nature is so rough and tough. Buddhi is lost only. In ego, in selfishness, in bhoga, nobody cares for others. Nobody values others. It's a very funny mood the whole world is. It's a big topic it is. Nobody is capable of catching also that thought. तो ये हो सकता है उनके तरफ से, but still we expect and we suffer. Okay, that is another reason. That analysis I'm not going to. Our point today is what? This is how our thinking goes on. Now, we are discussing today a new funny thing, interesting. Forget about the dukkha given moments of the interactions with the people. Okay, think about sukha giving things. Like my son has heard and did what I did, what I told him. ओके, now इसको एनालाइज करो, तो इसमें क्या महिमा है, क्या महान चीज है? दिस इज नथिंग ग्रेट. लिटिल दिमाग काम किया, वी माइट हैव गिवन एन आइडिया टू हिम, ही फॉलोड इट, वो वर्क हुआ है. Isn't it? Point is what? In this sukha I got from my son or anybody because he heard to me or he has fulfilled what I wanted. Is that sukha worthy? Is that sukha genuine? Is it so lofty and so great? Other than the appeasement of our own ego, what is there great about it? Actually, why should I tell him? And why should he listen? He has his own independent life. Has he asked me? No. I only took initiative and told him. And it is his wisdom that he listened what I said and did it. Even in that, काय का खुशी है वो? If we can question the sukha itself, we will stop questioning the dukkha. Is that sukha which is given to me by the people, is it worthy? Is it everlasting? Is it sublime sukha? Is only ephemeral, very gross outer, some sense pleasure, some sort of ego appeasement only, appeasement. My ego is satisfied. But this is even, we are talking about spiritual people, huh? But there is nothing to do with spirituality. इधर कहाँ आध्यात्मिकता है? कोई ब्रह्म तत्व है क्या इसमें? कोई आत्म तत्व है क्या? कोई आत्म विचारणा है क्या? There is nothing. It is because be attentive. We get pleasure in the small little dukhas. When somebody is favorable to us, that we want it to continue, and when it doesn't happen, we become miserable. You understood? That is why a matured person who never expects from anyone any sukha never becomes miserable also because of it. Because I don't expect only. If I stop expecting from you that you will understand me, you tune to me, and you do what I want, I became free from misery. Because expectation is the cause of dukkha. So when there is no expectation at all, then the doing things according to my choice or favorability or not, that goes, it is removed that question. So there is no disappointment in the life. More than that, our heart is protected. This is the meaning of the questioning within ourselves. Why am I seeking the outer pleasures? Why am I asking the people to be favorable to me? But why people in my life? I myself am a jiva. I myself am an ego. I have to discover my own inner self. For this pursuit, I am born and blessed by the gurus and the teachers. It is fully dedicated towards that. Where am I getting lost? Next deeper question, who is what to whom? There's nobody related to anybody. Every jiva is individual. And that is proved million times in our life. It's not that our own children, our wife, our husband, that all the time they report to us, all the time they are take us confidentially. Not required, not necessary. Why do you get that headache? You turn yourself toward the God, your own sadhana. See, the second Viveka, in that only, from within. First Viveka was questioning about our unnecessary involvement in the world. The conclusion of that is what? Any involvement in the world is unnecessary only. Full stop. Even if the children provide respect and ask for the advice, or you say, बेटा मेरे को नहीं पता तुम अकलमंद हो तुम कर लो बस. That much vivek we have to come to vairagya also from this point कि बिना बताए मुझे क्यों किया तुमने वाला. You understand? From that ego, this egolessness. From that dependency to this independence. First point. The second viveka is what? About my own sadhana. Where have I progressed in doing what I am supposed to do? Deeply, genuinely. Which of the sadhana I have taken up with clear understanding, with clear commitment, with such a ruthlessness that I am just doing it at every cost and price. We do some funny things in life past and we get the prarabdha in our life. And while going through the prarabdha, the main thing called as the purushartha we give up. It is a very subtle thought. How can we give up the purushartha of our sadhanas of shravana ityadi just because overpowered with the prarabdha? Am I doing my sadhana? Have I understood first of all spiritual sadhanas? And which are the ones suitable to me? Have I taken them up? I am committed to them. Am I? Am I that much restless in me to do those sadhanas every day and perfectly? For the sake of that, how I am preparing myself. Unless we prepare in advance, we cannot perform at the time of performance. Means for tomorrow morning's my meditation, today only I have to prepare. Tomorrow's my puja, today only I have to prepare. The mental preparation aspect. Followed by the other preparedness. If the 5 o'clock I have to meditate, 10 o'clock I have to sleep. Empty stomach. Then only pakka 4:30 I'll get up. Then only just have some pranayam, go out, take fresh air. That little lethargy also goes away. Take bath, that also, whatever remains that goes. Now with fresh mind, with full inspiration. Now for 1 hour, I am in my dhyana. Nothing should disturb me. You dekho? This is what is the true viveka coming from within. And it questions how far I have progressed. Is the Guru loving me? What am I doing for it? Is the Lord loving me? What I am doing to deserve it? Anna, is the Shruti Mata continuously blessing me? Am I obliging her? Am I really honest towards her? Loyal? Question from within Viveka. See the last 2 years. How many times did we, with love, took up the study of Shastra at our home? With love, did the Upasana. Not mechanically, not out of fear, not about some temporary, motivation, not because somebody told from outside. अभी तक यही चल रहा है. A vague thought is some mechanical habit. बस कर रहे थे, चलो आज भी करते. चलो जाते बैठते क्लास में अब स्वामी जी की आत्म शांति के लिए. you know that is not, that's a lower level. The higher level is through the viveka we take up both the jobs of giving up the nuisance of the world of every sort in the heart, not outside. Outside things, remember, remain as they are. They have to change according to the change in prarabdha, exhaustion. About outer world, the inner thing has to change. Totally, we have to question deeply. What am I seeking in the world? Even what I seek, I get. Is it worthy? That's the point. Here also, spiritually, positively देखा जाए, have I got convictions deeply regarding sadhya sadhana? Then are my sadhanas with thorough understanding, with commitment, without sacrifice, without compromise? For that, what is to be done? It is not an easy job, we know, tough. But as much tough it is, so much tough will be my efforts. क्यों नहीं होगा ये मैं करके देखूंगा, करके दिखाऊंगा. Isn't it? The ruthlessness like Hanumanji, like Prahlada, like this Dhruva, like this Nachiketa, ये सारे ना एक अलग मेटल के हैं अंदर. They were never bogged up by the outer attractions, temptations and slaveries, nor the worries that they couldn't do sadhana. They never had those problems or questions कि साधना नहीं हो रहा वाला वरी नहीं है उनको. क्यों? There's so much strong people, so much guts. तो क्यों नहीं होगा, मैं करके दिखाता हूँ. After I am the Brahman, I am the self. The Prakriti is only Jada. It has to obey my commands, not the other way around. How can I be slave to it? This type of deep thought they have and they practice it. Then the command and master, their upadhis to do what is to be done. Such are the ones who truly, genuinely enjoy walking the path. And for them, the destination is not far at all. So, the blessings we receive from the God, from Guru, from Shastra, from ourselves is the awakening of the pure, uncontaminated viveka from within, vicharana from within, prashnottari from within. Very deep. I am questioning myself, not others. Enough of questioning others. Nobody is answerable to us. Nobody is questionable by us. No, they are all expression of God. They have their own life to live. They have their own prarabdha. They have many other prarabdhas also. Like we too have so many. Therefore, every being in the world outside, why was they're all sacred jivas, have evolved up to the human level and going through their prarabdha. Who knows? Even though we attend classes every day, they may be more greater evolved than us. That is why they don't attend these classes. They don't require. Respect them outside. No, no ill feeling, nothing. All are sacred. But that aspect of commanding them, attaching to them, expecting from them, and never that is fulfilled and suffering inside, none of them are required. This is called aviveka. This is called mudhata. This is called as moha. To break these only the Vivek Vairagya Prakarana of Yoga Vasishta or the Bhajagovindam of the Adi Shankara or hundreds and hundreds of rasangas in all our Shastras. Just imagine that state of our mind where outside what is to be done we are doing, inside no individual, no individual's nature or behavior, and no comments on that nature or behavior, and no expectations at all. Imagine how calm and quiet and free the mind is. That's called sannyasa sthiti. That has to be achieved whether we are taken up sannyasa or we are in the grahastha ashram. Because that is the thing which gives peace, gives genuinity, gives calmness, allows us to work towards the higher goals, gives us those staminas and all. Free, mind ko free kar do. So do this side. The other side of exactly I am able to do what I am supposed to do. I know my routine. I know my timetable. I know what I have to do every moment and I am doing it. None of these sadhanas are vague or half understood or insincere or out of any of the compulsions. These will be there. We have to go through these stages, but to reach to that stage wherein effortlessly, joyfully, willingly, every sadhana we have to do, whether it is Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti sadhana, Vedanta, Shravana, Vicharana, इतने आराम से आनंद से हमारे द्वारे हो रहे हमारे द्वारा through us they are happening. So for all of that the basis the inner viveka, not borrowed viveka. Rama never borrowed viveka from anyone. Arjuna also never borrowed. Nachiketa never borrowed viveka. They might have been given inputs from outside, but the viveka born from within, that alone helps. That alone helped. Isn't it like Arjuna? It's not first time. Thousands of times many people might have told these things to him. But it never helped him because outside he was listening to the people, but his inner viveka was not born. But in the Gita Prasanga और कुरुक्षेत्र अंदर से जागृत हुआ है. So हमारे जीवन में भी let us pray genuinely, O Lord, from the deep recesses core of our heart, my heart, let the viveka be born, and then let it not only cut asunder all my mental hang-ups, hangovers, or all the hanging abouts. All is well, all is going on good in its own theme and spirit, and I have nothing to suggest, nothing to say, nothing to demand, nothing to command. I'm just watching. Whatever work I have to do as a humble servant, I do. Whether it's for the children, wife or husband, anyone, कोई भी हो बस. Even the children, grandchildren, we should command them, order them, कुछ भी नहीं, not even request them. Ego is same. Someone forcefully gets the work done from grandchildren or children, others lovingly. In both cases, ego only is working. Its only way of working is different. Maturity, both ways we are wrong. Remember, in the prarabdha, if it is in the need of others, they come to us. And we should not need anyone. We need only the God. That is the meaning of Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yejanaha Pariupasate. Whereas the Bhukti Data, the Bhakti Data, the Shakti Data, the Yukti Data, the Mukti Data is only Bhagavan. You know that Shivananda Lahari guidance, how beautiful it is. If really, genuinely, if we are studying it, other than the God, we will not hold on to anything or being in this world for anything we need. Rather, whoever are around us, whatever the objects we have, giving us sukha, whether it's dhana or graha or bhojana, who has given it? Can anybody give it to us other than Bhagavan? Isn't it? अब भी जो कुछ मुझे मिल रहा है ना मेरे करने से मिल रहे हैं वो ना बिकॉज ऑफ लोग इट इज बिकॉज भगवान ओनली the one who discovers it he becomes bhakta and that bhakta for anything wanted he will depend only on God, not the disappointing people. Later on when he starts depending on God for anything, he stops depending on God for anything else other than spiritual sadhana. बस भगवान आपसे मुझे आध्यात्मिक साधना के लिए ही अनुग्रह चाहिए. बस to a great extent of this person the delusion has gone away. The influence of illogical mind has gone away. The vasanas are reduced. The misguidance or influence of the world उनके जीवन से चला गया. He is a lucky fellow. Yeah, my Lord, I am worshipping him. He should bless me for spiritual sadhana. हो गया, बाकी सब क्लियर हो गया. जैसे जिसको लोन देना है पैसे देके कागज ले लेते हो लाइव लॉन्ग, उसके साथ हमारा कोई नाता ही नहीं होता. हो गया बस, तुम्हारा मेरा क्या है. When you get out of the auto or car, पे कर दिया पैसे उस ड्राइवर को, do you have any relation? In the same way, when we are discovered from the deep inner viveka, exactly what is our relation with the world and how far? Beyond that, nothing. काट दिया, जो जरूरत नहीं है. There's no more any samasya in our heart because of the world. We have to first discover this. We have no problem from the world in our heart. Before that, we should not become problem to the world. Then we should not have any problem. There's no problem. We create. We create problems for us. We become problem to others because of lack of inner vivek. आ गया inner vivek, and thereafter stop serving or helping the world. Let us evolve spiritually to such an extent that our presence only help the world around us. And anybody wants the help from us, let us give only spiritual help, and spiritual help seeking people alone should come around us. No others. Everything else is samsara. Bondage only. This all will be realized by God's grace from within when the inner viveka wakes up. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओं निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ करुणावरुणालय पालय मां भवसागरदुःखविदूनहृदं रचयाखिलदर्शनतत्त्वविदं भवशङ्करदेश केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मत् गुरुभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तं ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्तिष्वध्यात्मिकप्रगति अस्मिन् धर्मसंस्थापने कङ्कणबद्ध अस्माकं स सर्वेषां निरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थम् अनेकशास्त्र अध्ययनसाधना प्रयत्नमध्ये श्री कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः श्री आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषद श्री आद्यशंकर कृत मंगलाचरण श्लोकम् ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अथ सम्बन्धभाष्यम्। What a beautiful shlokas we are studying here. Okay, the topics that are covered are: first one was the Atma Swarupa Lakshana, vehemently told. Second was how we get bound, explained. Third, how we get moksha. Then we get moksha through experiencing the Brahma Tattva guided by Upanishad by Acharya. To substantiate that, Shruti Smriti Purana quotations were given at length. Thereafter, the Purvapakshi says, through the karma also there is moksha by quoting two quotes. In the wrong context, he is quoting. He didn't understand the whole thing. And refuting him, now Guru Maharaj, Siddhanti, he is putting up many again quotes in front of him to say that through jnana only the moksha, not by karma, and through the karma, there is only more and more bondage. That topic is under discussion. The relevant references are put in front of us from various shastras. Such a beautiful topic. Yesterday we have seen this one. Ki व्रतानि दानानि तपांसि यज्ञाः सत्यं च तीर्थाश्रमकर्मयोगाः स्वर्गार्थमेवाशुभमध्रुवं च ज्ञानं ध्रुवं शान्तिकरं महार्थम्. What a clear discussion here. A pure heart gets delighted and dances when it catches this sublimity, that crystal clear thought, knowledge. इनका मन वेग है, ना उनको ये पसंद आएगा या ये नहीं सुनेंगे या ना समझेंगे या ही विल जस्ट डिस्कार्ड इट. ठीक है, बहुत सुना, ऐसी बात. Like when you tell your friends, oh, Swamiji is taking Upanishad class and Yoga Darshanam, we are studying it thoroughly, the Yoga Vasishtama. बहुत सुना है ऐसे बाबा लोगों को. 99.99 say like that only. 0.01% don't lift the phone. हो गया. in the same way. So listen carefully without any ambiguity. As we discussed yesterday, only the literal meaning of this we see. He says, Vratani, all the various vratas, Danani, the dana karma, Tapamsi, the tapo karma, Yajnaha, the yajna karma, Satya means Veda Padana Ityadi, those karma, Tirtha, pilgrimage, Ashrama karma, Yogaha, the variety of ashrama, varnashrama karma. Yoga means your yama niyamadi. All of them we attend. Swargartham eva. Now the next thought. This Swarga itself is Ashubham and Adhruvam. Swarga itself is Ashubham and Adhruvam. Adhruvam anyway we understand. Because Kshine Punye Marti Loka Vishanti. Ashubham also. Why Ashubham? Because it is Adhruvam, it is Ashubham. First answer. Because it is Adhruvam, non-permanent, that itself is the Ashubham, the impurity in it. Secondly, as we discussed earlier, compared to Paramatma Anubhuti, everything is lower Ashubha. We saw in Taittiriya also in the Ananda Mimamsa. Second reason of saying even Swarga Ashubha is this one. Third Ashubha is what? Because of our pursuing the Swarga Prapti sadhanas, we have forgotten spiritual sadhana only. And all vasanas of Swargadi, other Bhoga Prapti, alone filled our heart. You understood the today's problem is entire life education system is only to fill our hearts with the worldly vasanas. Nowhere we are given the chance to fill our hearts with spiritual vasanas. One or two places are there, but they are voluntary. It cannot be compelled, and we have no chance. We have no desire to go there. We don't choose it. We choose only this one. This is the third reason for which the Swarga Prapti is Ashubha. The fourth one is what? Within that also there are comparisons. There are fears of losing it. There is a jealousy, etc. with others. So whatever Ashubhas we have here, they also are there. Because as long as that individuality is there, with any upadhis, lower or higher, those upadhis, those individualities definitely create the problems of wants or problems of jealousies. Only when the individuality is merged in the experience of one without second totality, that these problems of ego, jealousies, fears will end once for all. This is the fourth reason why this Swarga also is Ashubha. So, Vratani, Danani, Tapamsi, Yajnaha, Satyam, Tirtha, Ashrama, Karma, and Yogaha. Ashrama, Karma, and Yogaha. All of them are point one, Swargarthameva. Two, Ashubham and Adhruvam. Because the Swarga itself is Ashubha and Adhruva. Therefore, these all sadhanas are Ashubha and Adhruva. देखो कितना डंडा पड़ा कि नहीं वो पूर्व पक्षी को, जिसने कहा कर्म से मोक्ष मिलता है। भगवान का मोक्ष क्या बुद्धू, वो तो अशुभ है वो अध्रुव है। Then what is Shubham and Dhruvam? When you say if all these are Ashubha and Adhruva, what is Shubha and Dhruva? वो तो मैं हम कह रहे वही तो। What is that? Jnanam Dhruvam, Jnanam Shantikaram, and Jnanam Maha-artham. And Jnanam Dhruvam is the knowledge of the self once it's gained, it is once for all. Not like the above things in which there are doings are there, that is karma, which is adhruvam. Therefore, phala also adhruvam. Second one is what? This jnana is shantikaram. Because there is no dvaita to create the ashanti in the atma anubhuti. But in all above things, there is ashanti. The fear of losing it for any reason. And fear from the dvaita, the other one. Anywhere, देखो इंद्र के control में so many devatas are there. Only this aspect we know, like under the control of that boss, so many subordinates are there. Only these things we see superficially. But the inner things, that how much that boss has tension worry in getting the work done from the subordinates. And don't know when will they retaliate or refute or say हम नहीं करेंगे तुम्हारे लिए. तो इंद्र भगवान हमेशा शांति में होंगे. See that subtlety of what अशांति इनको से काम कराना है और ये करेंगे कि नहीं. और गारंटी नहीं है करेंगे करके, बिकॉज दे आर ऑल्सो इंडिविजुअल्स. Wherever the individuality is there, one day or the other, or one time or the other, it will become disobedient. It will not respect. होगा नहीं वो. That is the reason why when Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara are shown, sometimes some story it is shown that they fight with each other also. Okay? Why the fighting? Because wherever there is individuality, separate from other individual or total, if not today, tomorrow, some difference will come, fighting will happen. Even with Guru Shishya, that is why Ma Vidvishavahi. When they stay in the ashram a long time, one day or the other, Shishya will retaliate because there is individuality in both of them. That's why Guru knows. इसको पाठ पढ़ाया सर पे ज़्यादा नहीं बिठाना. Get out of this place, do your sadhana. You understand? Or if you find this disciple to be very genuine and matured, he will give the ashram to him and he gets out. अब तुम manage कर. Even Brahma Anubhava Jnanis, when they come to Vyavahara, where the individuality is required, there will be clash. The Vasishta Vishwamitra clash and all of them. Dekho, I am explaining the word. Why in the Jnanam only there is Shanti, because there is no Dvaita. Wherever there is Dvaita, there is Ashanti. So all the above are Adhruvam Ashubham. Now the Jnanam is Dhruvam Shantikaram. Third one is Mahartham, not the Alparth. Above वाले अल्पार्थ है, स्वर्गार्थ. What is स्वर्ग? Little better bhoga with little better equipments. That's it. But this is Mahartham, which is Shashwata Moksha, Shashwata Nitya Ananda through this Jnanam. Therefore, Jnanam Dhruvam, Jnanam Mangalam or Shantikaram, Jnanam is Mahartham. The above are Adhruvam and also they are all क्या कहा उन्होंने, Ashubham and Adhruvam. Which are the things said as Ashubha Dhruva? The Vrata, Dana, Tapa, Yajna, Satya, Tirtha, Ashrama, Karma, Yoga. Now, you have to understand it. From being a Nikamma and selfish and egoistic fellow of so much of Bhogagavadi Vasakti, these are all higher karmas. But when you talk about the Paramatma Prapti and Moksha, ye sare bhi Adhruva and Ashubha hai. That quote, when he brought in front of the disciple or Pura Pakshi, उनका चेहरा तो पूरा लाल पीला उतर गया होगा. Because he was thinking, यार ज्ञान से मोक्ष, कर्म से मोक्ष मिलेगा. अरे ये सब अशुभ अध्रुव है रे बाबा. Let's understand the intellect of Adi Shankara to remember and bring the perfect quote so that this fellow's mouth will never open again in this context. Like there are very perfect doctors. Perfection in both ways. That the knowledge of medication they know perfectly, and they have the perfect attitude of curing the disease of the patient. No attitude of gaining money, no attitude of being careless or lazy. No. ऐसा कोई डॉक्टर है ना, तो ऐसा परफेक्ट दवा, परफेक्ट डोज ही गिव्स, you follow it. First dose only gives symptoms, the relief. Within that total course is over, patient is 100% perfect. अदर डॉक्टर्स इन है ना, वो जो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स आते हैं ना, उनके सैंपल वगैरह लेने के लिए उनका दवा लिखते हैं. दे आर नॉट जेन्यून, दे जस्ट राइट इट. हाँ चलो डॉक्टर साहब 4 दिन से दवा लो, ऐसा करो. दे प्रोलॉन्ग इट फॉर 1 month. इतने में भी आ जाता है उसको. बट ए परफेक्ट डॉक्टर दिया दवा तो बस हो गया काम. There are perfectionists everywhere. I'm just one example of medical profession I am telling. Here also Bhagavan Shankara is perfect. All your Yajna Dana, तुमने कर्म कहा, मैं एक पूरा लिस्ट दे रहा हूं तुमको कर्म क्या क्या होते हैं, एंड कंक्लूजन है कि ऑल ऑफ देम आर अध्रुवम एंड अशुभम. आप बोलो. यू में से दे गिव स्वर्ग, और मैं कह रहा हूं स्वर्ग ही अध्रुव और अशुभ है. अब क्या बताए. At that level, Adi Shankara is there in the experience of the Ananda of the self. Then only that audacity, authority they have to say कि स्वर्ग भी अध्रुव है और अशुभ है. हम नहीं कह सकते, हम तो इधर ही गली में भटक रहे. With our ability, capacity and working in this globe, in some city, somewhere, गली में like a चीटी, कुत्ता, बिल्ली, we are surviving there. We have not done great upasanas, vrata, diksha to reach to स्वर्ग. What punya we have done. बचते रहते हैं पुलिस से इधर उधर. We can't say. But if Shankara is saying, from his saying only, you have to guess at what level of true experience of the self he has got. Therefore, he must be correct. भूलोक सुख, स्वर्गलोक सुख, मोक्ष सुख. इन महात्माओं को तीनों का पता है. Then only they are able to say which is highest. Otherwise, if he has not tasted the Swarga Sukha, he has no right to tell which is great. Like the Christians, Islam, they have no right to say anything negative about Hinduism, because have you practiced Sanatana Dharma for a few years? Then you talk. You can't talk after practicing it. You will become humble servant of Sanatana Dharma. You only stand outside out of arrogance and fanaticism, you talk nonsense. In the same way, Shankara will not talk nonsense. He can't say the Swarga is Ashubha and Adhruva, both, if he has not gone through it and if he has not experienced the self. Comparison, contrast. From the comparison of the Atmanubhuti gained through Jnana, that Sukha, Swarga is Ashubha and Adhruva. And Adhruva Ashubha Swarga is achieved as a result of all these Vratani, Tapamsi, Yajnaha, your karmas. If I forget about them giving moksha, they only bind you. But again, see the thought coinciding with what we saw in our introduction. Don't question the disappointing experiences with the people and try to change them to be happy moments. No. Question the positive experiences themselves. So don't worry about avoiding the naraka. Question the swarga itself, its validity, its infiniteness, etc. है ही नहीं हो तो फिर अशुभ अध्रुव है. This is the beauty of this quote. Okay. Swargarthameva ashubham adhruvam cha jnanam dhruvam jnanam shantikaram jnanam mahartham. Really wonderful are these quotes. Now three more are there. One we will chant and see if we can discuss it. Okay. So beautiful, very clear. We are so lucky. We have taken up one Upanishad and have come to Shwethashwathara, which is giving us essence of all Upanishads, Puranas, Gita, Itihas, सबका यहाँ सार हमको एक जगह दे रहे. I don't know you are able to catch or not also regular. But मजेदार बात. See this clarity of this thought. What it is? यज्ञैर्देवत्वमाप्नोति तपोभिर्ब्रह्मणः पदं दानेन विविधान् भोगान् ज्ञानात् मोक्षमवाप्नुयात्. So clear. 4 things to be done, 4 corresponding results. First, यज्ञैः देवत्वम आपनोति. Lot of the yajna yaga you do, you get the devata shariras. Devata बनेंगे स्वर्ग में. Permanent devatas are there, temporary devatas are there. Permanent होंगे, they will go along with Indra and Brahma. But the other also devatams are there, which we have studied in the Taittiriya Upanishad. And when the Ananda Mimamsa said, Ajana Jana Devanam, Karma Devanam, Devanam, उस समय हमने देखा. So through various yajnas, one gets devatva. You know, ehi te ahutaya suvarchasa suryasya rashmivir yajamanam vahanti priyam vacham abhivadanti archayanti aha. Mundaka Upanishad Vyasa. The yajna doing people are welcomed on red carpet with all praise to the one Hiranyagarbha इनके सामने सब लिस्ट लगाएंगे, these are the yajnas he has done. अच्छा, वेरी गुड, इन दैट पोस्ट इज देयर ना, देवताओं का, उधर बिठा दो उनको, वो कॉलोनी दे दो, वो गाड़ियां दे दो उनको, वो एंजॉयमेंट्स दे दो. तो यज्ञ ही देवत्वम आपनोति, देवता शरीर, देवता लोक, देवता सुख, देवत्व he will get. Second, तपोभिः, by the tapasyas, ब्रह्मणः पदम, स्वर्ग के ऊपर वाले, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द इंटेंसिटी एंड लेंथ ऑफ द टाइम ऑफ तपा, महरलोक, जनलोक, तपोलोक और सत्यलोक we go. If the tapasya of the highest, brahmanah padam, padam means lokam actually, brahmaloka we reached. But if it is for millions of lives or kalpa, in one of the kalpa we may be appointed as brahmadeva. Brahmatvam apnoti. Okay. ब्रह्म पदम, ब्रह्म तुमने बोला इधर, ब्रह्मणा पदम, द पदम मीन्स लोक, he'll reach to ब्रह्म लोक through tapa. 3, दानेन, lot of dana karma when we do, vividhan bhoganu, he will get lot of bhogas back in this world, or whichever the loka he goes, he will get the bhoga. देखो हर लोक में अगेन ऊंचे नीचे होते, not same quarters and same facilities, because all these lokas are karma phala lokas. Karma of each person are of different depth and intensity, accordingly only phala is given. तो वहां भी तारतम्य होता है. सो दानेन विविधान भोगान, सो थ्रू यज्ञ देवत्वम, through tapasya brahmaloka prapti, through dana aneka bhoga. But in all these there is no moksha. How do we get the moksha? Jnanat moksham avapnuyat. Only through the tattva jnana, atma jnana, the jnana about already existing or atman, first theoretical, second meditational, third experiential. When we get that, there is moksha. No other way for moksha. So yajnena devatvam apnoti, यज्ञ ही देवत्व आपनोति, तपोभिर्ब्रह्मणः पदम, दानेन विदान भोगान, then ज्ञानात् मोक्षम अवाप्नुयात्. So these three are what I just quoted you from Gita. What is said in Gita 18th chapter? यज्ञ दान तप कर्म, देखो तीनों आ गए कि नहीं? यज्ञो दानम तपस्या. Now remember, any of these यज्ञ दान तपस्या, which you do with sakama bhavana, they give these results. When they do with the Nishkama Bhavana, what is said by Krishna? That Pavanani Manishina. They purify the heart. With a pure heart, we are qualified for the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana of the Upanishads which talk about the truth. See the clarity coming to us because of our relentless listening every day. So too in the evening, the Yogavastra Maharavana. What a beautiful description of that way of thinking to develop that Vairagya. जो बालक बाल्यावस्था का जो विचार चल रहा था, 4 श्लोक आज है, खत्म करें. वी एंटर इनटू द युवावस्था विगर्हणा वाला टॉपिक. These are all shastras. Lucky we get them. Fortunate and intelligent, we have to use them. To use them, we have to have discretion, intelligence. तो यज्ञ दान तप कर्म न त्याज्यम. The yajna dana tapa with phalasakti we do. Yajna gives devatvam, dana gives vidhan bhogan, tapasya takes us to Brahmalok. But without phalasakti we do antakarana shuddhi, pavanani. With that shuddha antakarana, jnanat moksham. Okay, jnanat moksham avapnuyat. Only through jnana, the moksha. Here the jnana is siddhanta jnana, then sadhana, then anubhava jnana. Siddhanta Jnana, we are studying about the Paramatma Tattva beyond all what we see outer and inner. That we have to pursue by already given hundreds of techniques in all the Upanishads. हम वही तो कर रहे हैं पिछले 1500 days से. You know, when the May 8th comes, today is April 3 or April 2, 2 तारीख. Next month 8th को, we are doing 4 years complete. 2000 में स्टार्ट किया, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2021, 2020 को स्टार्ट किया, 21, 20, 23, 24, तो 4 into 365, so almost 1500 days. But we have started अदर सत्संग अक्टूबर में ही स्टार्ट किए थे, तो पूरा मिलाओ तो 1500 दिन हो गए. We were doing other suktams and minor Upanishads that way. Main Upanishad Vishavasya we started on May 8th. More precisely, June 3rd or 4th, because we were doing Rudram that time. So what we have gone through for all this vigorous exercise has given us the ability to listen and catch these things. Those who have missed it in between, they are not even getting this chance to listen. Those who never started, they don't know such texts are there. And those you and I, if we stop here, we will be ending at here only. But when we are continuous, even the subtler convictions, knowledges, the gurus will give us. It's all again in our hand, in our interest. Now, two more shlokas are there. Dharma rajva vrajed urdham papa rajva vrajed adaha dvayam jnana sina chitva videha shanti muruchati. By the rope of dharma, we go up above. By the rope of adharma, we fall down. By the jnana khadga, both the ropes are cut asunder. Then we go beyond the upadhis and get moksha. I need to explain it 2 or 3 minutes. Tomorrow we do that. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramanushabhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Wonderful friends. Narayana. Om. आज का introduction really good thought Lord gave. Good. Yes.